Let's be honest for a second. I think Gen Z might be the worst generation ever. They've been known to be lazy, entitled, soft.
Overrated. Pretty boy.
I mean, hell, trust me. I'm Gen Z and I definitely hate myself sometimes. But it's not just me saying that, right? I mean, I know for a fact you've heard that take many, many times. And it's pretty much always unsolicited. But what if I told you that it's not just me and Gen Z in general, it's you too. What's happening right now isn't just a Gen Z problem, it's an everyone problem. It's a humanity problem. What's up you guys, it's your boy Storm Trying, and yes, it's me, your favorite messy-haired YouTuber. And let's just get right into it. Why does everyone hate Gen Z? The easy cop-out answer is pretty simple. Cancel culture and political correctness. This is pretty much always the go-to critique for anyone in this generation. You know, people love to call us too sensitive, that we can't take a joke, that we never worked a hard day in our lives, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Yada, yada, yada. I never heard from him again.
But here's the thing. I think that that's just complete bullshit. The real problem that's happening right now isn't just political correctness or virtue signaling. It's just a complete lack of communication, or at least effective communication, between all generations. And not only between generations, but also ideologies and especially among individuals. The internet is this amazing thing and it gave us something beautiful, anonymity, which then gave us accessibility, which then gave us a lot of yelling and screaming. Basically, the whole entire world is one big Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty voice chat lobby after the game, not pre-game, so you know what I mean.
Look,
How about both of y'all shut the fuck up about the shit? It don't even matter.
It feels like everyone's always ready to fight and argue, but nobody's actually willing to sit down and listen. And that to me is actually really, really tragic. I firmly believe that whenever two people with different ideas start talking and actually come to a conclusion together, that creates something beautiful. It creates some sort of synthesis between two opposing ideas. It's basically like an idea baby between the two people that are having the discussion, if that makes any sense to you. But for whatever reason, it seems that these days, that never happens anymore. And it's getting really scary, and we really have to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off.
Now, I respect my viewers and my subs way too much, so I'm gonna just give it to you straight, Chief. Every generation has been called the worst generation before. People have always hated the younger generations. Apparently, it's just a normal thing to grow old and start hating the young ones. So much so that there's actually a really popular misattributed quote to Socrates or Plato or whoever, where they shit talk kids. It goes something along the lines of, they have a contempt for authority, disrespect to their elders, and a love for chatter in place of exercise. Sounds pretty funny when you read it back, I'm not gonna lie. But basically, in other words, they were just saying, these kids ain't shit. That excerpt is actually from a dissertation written in 1907 by someone called Kenneth J. Freeman, where he's quoting complaints against the youth all the way in ancient times. So yeah, pretty much, this isn't new. Everyone always hates the younger generations. It's basically a fact at this point. People have been doing this for literally tens of thousands of years now. I'd also be pretty remiss if I didn't talk about how nowadays self-righteousness has become a huge issue. Do you want to guess why? I'll give you one guess. I think you got it right. It's the internet. It's hard to explain if you've never tried creating content, but it feels like every single time you post something, or at least I post something, it's almost as if we're putting on a little play. I, or whoever your favorite content creator, gets to decide how authentic we really want to be. And if we don't want to be authentic, we can go the other side, and we can just become anonymous and be a complete asshole online. I mean, back in the day, if you wanted to talk shit, you had to actually go and talk shit in person. But now, you can just have Twitter fingers and start shit talking someone, even if you're just making it all up. They can't really do anything to stop you. So with anonymity comes a great amount of responsibility, as Uncle Ben would say. And yeah, it's cool to have a lot of power and be anonymous, but it definitely makes us a little bit more detached from reality and what we do. I mean, look at your favorite rappers, streamers, or content creators. Whenever you see them off the clock, they're normally just a chill person. But since we're in a world where craziness sells, Once that little camera light turns on, all of a sudden they start tweaking out, they start breaking their setups, or just literally barking. Everyone's an actor now. They have to curate their lives, their quotes, what they say, what they read, what they do, how they act. Honestly, it must be pretty exhausting. People normally don't even post what they really want to do. They just start posting what they think will go viral. I've gone over this multiple times in the past in a lot of videos, but the point here is that it's just really easy to lose yourself in the sauce if you're not paying attention to why you started in the first place. Real quick guys, before you skip me, please hit this video with a like, sub, comment, share, whatever you guys want to do, right? You've been blowing up a couple of my videos, so I do appreciate that. Always good to see the numbers rising, but please change my life and maybe I can change yours, all right? That sub button means a lot more than you think it does, okay? So back to the video. So think about it. Gen Zers were called soft, but we called millennials snowflakes. Meanwhile, Gen X was called slackers, and boomers are called just boomers, I guess. The point here is there's a clear pattern of intergenerational hatred. The hot potato. This phenomenon seems to be present with basically all the presidents ever in all of history. But every generation inherits the world that was given to them by the last generation. And then they immediately get blamed for not fixing everything immediately. So what do? They obviously grab the potato and pawn off the blame to someone else. What do you mean? It wasn't me. It was the last guy here. And then that happens again and again and again. The cycle keeps going forever. I find it pretty hilarious nowadays that people make a lot of fun of boomers for being stuck in their ways or whatever. But what do you think is gonna happen to us in the future? We're literally becoming parodies of ourselves. We see a company like Wendy's do really well because their social media game is on point and they go viral for roasting their competitors. So what happens immediately? Everyone copies them. Social media managers for different companies start popping up out of nowhere and they start making more edgy jokes to try to appeal to a younger audience. It's almost like watching a sitcom that's been going on for way too long. You know, you're watching something, it's like season 12, and all of a sudden the characters start becoming like memes of themselves. It's really weird.
Hey! Shut up, Meg.
Almost as if they were self-aware of the show that's going on. That's kind of what life feels like right now. And sadly, instead of digging ourselves out of the hole that we keep putting ourselves in, we just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. And if we add on that the next generation, Generation Alpha, literally speaks a different language than us, it starts getting pretty fucking scary.
So first questions first, why aren't you guys in school?
I'm homeschooled for skating because, like, bro, imagine going to school, bro. I mean, I went for a few years, but, like, that shit was trash.
I mean, what do you think is gonna happen in 50 years when we have to communicate with the kids of the future? We're gonna have to start communicating in sign language or smoke signals or grunting like the cavemen back in the days. The English language is definitely gonna be cooked in the next 100 years. So what do you want us to do with all that information, bro? So what's the solution? Do we just sit around, complain, and make YouTube videos about us complaining? Nah, I don't think so. We're starting to become divided by the same thing that was meant to unify us all. And not only that, but the algorithm and the way it works basically incentivizes social media companies to piss you off or make you feel a certain type of way. We're not only arguing with randos online or bots, we're actually arguing with bots and randos that are specifically tailored and pushed to us because the companies know that it will get a reaction out of us because comments, shares, and replies equal more money for the companies at the end of the day. It's almost like the internet is pairing us up just so we can squabble up. There's a lot of reasons to believe why the internet is so polarized on so many topics, but honestly, if you just look into it, the sad reality is that most people don't feel heard. They don't feel seen. So what they do is they just keep screaming louder and louder until someone finally does. And look, I know that the meme of respecting your elders is basically a trope and a cliche at this point, but when was the last time you actually tried talking to someone older or younger than you and didn't immediately discredit their ideas? The old adage definitely stems from the idea that because someone is old, they most likely have just a little bit more experience and something to talk about. Maybe not teach us, but at least talk about. But let's be honest, nobody even believes that shit anymore. And somewhere in there lies the problem. It really does feel that sometimes the best thing we can do is to just be quiet, sit down, and listen to why someone feels the way they feel. Actual discussions, discourse, and debates have all but disappeared.
Perfect. You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution, everybody?
We just keep yelling and screaming at each other and getting absolutely nowhere. Pretty much what I'm saying is that I believe the only way to get ourselves out of this mess that we put ourselves in is to stop trying to win the argument and start trying to understand the other person. Even if they suck and even if you hate them and everything they stand for. Because remember, that little spark, that little synthesis of an idea between you and the other party, it's still possible. We just have to try harder. But it's only possible if we stop yelling at each other just long enough to hear each other. So yeah, maybe we do suck, maybe I suck, or maybe you suck too. Maybe we all suck. The truth of the matter is, we just have to do better. Because if we continue to not be able to talk to each other in a civil way for the next 30 years, it's not looking good, bro. We're gonna be screwed. But what do you think? Do you think it's Gen Z? Do you think I'm just a horrible YouTuber? Or do you think we can all learn a little bit from each other at the end of the day? And as always, guys, stay sharp out there because it's getting pretty wild. Peace.
Now I'm rapping every single day. Great man, smoking on the green ganja. Hey, Sean, I hit you with the spin move. Rotation, different types of water.